Hi everybody, my name is Maria and this is my life on Jorvik Island. So as I said, my name is Maria and this is my life on Jorvik Island and this is my story. It's time for my day again. I started this morning off by feeding the horses, and while the horses were eating their food, I swept the floor. And now it's time to get started with the horses. And the first horse is Shadow. And today I decided to lunch him. Lately during training he has been a bit slow, so I want to try some new fun things for him. But he still remains a bit lazy, so I'm going to look for new things to do with it. After I did Shadow, I started training Galaxy. He's really doing a lot better. I've been trying a lot of new things with him lately. And now I'm going bareback. During the training, it went fantastic. He listened to everything I asked him. If I wanted to turn right, he did so. When I wanted to trot more quietly, he did that again. I'm so proud of him. Maybe I'll be able to put him in the teaching program soon. But after training Galaxy, it was time for Void. Void and I are finally ready to take real leaps. I always try to incorporate some dressage into the training so that it is more interesting for him. And if he doesn't like it enough, I simply switch to dressage. But after Void, it was Hunter to train. Hunter has been very restless while riding lately, and I am not used to that from him. I'm used to Rosie, but I bought Hunter as a well-trained horse, and I didn't think that if he suddenly went down a lot in level, that he could become a bit restless. But now that I think about it, it makes quite a lot of sense. And so I will have to think carefully about whether he is in the right place for me. And if that's not the case, I might have to sell him. No matter how much I love him, maybe that's the best thing for him. But after Hunter, it was time for lunch. After lunch, it was time to have a relaxing brush with Rosie. It all becomes a bit too much for Rosie. She often walks many laps in her stable all the time, and she looks tired from her eyes after I took her for a ride. So I take it back a few steps with her, so that she could tell me now in time when it is too much for her. After Rosie, it was finally time for Kitty. As you could have seen in the 2 videos earlier, I had fallen from Kitty, and I mentioned in the previous video that I was a little nervous about riding, but I'm doing a lot better now, and I decided to go on a trail ride with Kitty, and I never expected it to go so well. Kitty could sense that I was nervous, so she probably listened a lot better, because normally during a ride outside, she was always very stubborn. But now it is time for dinner. I just ate dinner, and now it is time for Velk. And I thought about it and decided I also want to take him for an outside ride. And actually I don't know what to say about the ride, except that it went perfectly and that he is still a very good horse.
Falling for you every time, falling in the worst way. You give all my favorite colors, a new meaning. Remember that time that I caught you laughing at words I didn't mean to say.
But now it is time for the last things for the day. Checking the mail, feeding the horses, and cleaning up everything. Hey boy, where are you? And then suddenly there was a horse next to the arena. Luckily I still had a rope halter next to the entrance of the arena. So I took the horse inside and put him in an empty stable. I had to leave him there for the night because the vet couldn't come by. The next morning the vet came by to check if he has a chip or if a horse is missing.
So you found this horse yesterday evening? He looks very healthy to me. He doesn't have a chip on, and no horse is listed as missing, but he's neutered. And I'm guessing he's between 4 and 6 years old. Would you like the lunch him for me for a moment?
Falling for you every time. Falling in the worst way. You give all my favorite colors.
Okay, he's running fine and everything looks okay. I'm going to ask around if anyone has a lost horse by any chance. Until then, can I ask you take care of him?
Yes, of course. During the time he stayed with me today, I was just going to train the horses, but I have to ask my good friend Lucy for some help to walk Rosie so I can have some time to work with the rest of the horses. I'm also going to ask her if she can write everything down in my daily training booklet. I record every training with every horse there after a ride. It's the end of the day now. The vet just told me if I just fill some paperwork, I could adopt him. And of course I said yes. And I can officially say that he is mine. And I already have a name, and that is Whitebird. He was standing next to one. And I thought it was funny how I find out how we met. And maybe I just didn't know a name. But that's all for today. See you next time.